Happy Friday, friends, and welcome back to the P Sports. As always, I'm your host, Chris, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mike. Here today.
What's on?
We've been gone for a minute. We do apologize. There's been a lot of things going on. It's been real hectic with the holidays and everything. I had a lot of things to do, a lot of things to take care of, but we're here. Obviously, I had to come back. Been paying for streaming services and whatnot, and haven't been using them, so here we go again. First off, we're going to start off the cast this week with the Thursday night football game between the Green Bay Packers and who was it? Detroit Lions. Duh.
It was somebody.
Duh.
Yeah. I mean, if you had Prime, you were able to watch the game. There was a good introduction with Keegan. Michael Key was on there. It was pretty fun stuff. But moving forward into the game itself, the Lions and the Packers had a division rivalry showdown once again, with the Lions actually outlasting the Green Bay Packers this time, being the second team to clinch the playoff first this year and improving by 12-1. It was a back and forth game. The Packers did not let up against the high-powered octane offense of the Lions. They were actually the lead at one point in the game with I think it was a 17-14 lead or something like that. But Detroit coach Dan Campbell gambled, took the highest risk with the greatest reward, and they paid off by getting a win. It did pay off with a 34-31 win against the Packers with 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They had an opportunity to kick a go-ahead field goal, but, Campbell ain't like that. He ain't like that. He wants to go off, and he wants to finish it. He doesn't want to give the Packers the ball again, and, you got to do what you got to do. So they went for it on 4th and 1, I believe. David Montgomery plowed through the line and got 7 yards, converting the first down, where they ran the rest of the clock out and kicked the field goal before the expiration of the time. So it was a good game. I liked the 34-31. The thing I did not like, Aiden Reed did not get any fantasy points.
Here we go.
He got 0. They gave the ball. They gave him 1 target, 0 for 1 reception. Didn't get the ball, and you know what? I'm not surprised they lost. If you don't give your WR1 the ball, you're gonna lose the game. Then, come on. The Jacobs got 3 touchdowns. They gave the ball to Wick. They gave the ball to Christian Watson.
I was kind of scared for the Lions there with that 4th and inches. They still went for it. There was a possibility if they didn't get it, they would have been screwed. I don't know if you saw Goff went down as he was trying to hand the ball to.
It was crazy. There was a time where they did go for 4th down, and they did not convert that time. I think it was back in the second quarter. They went for it out of nowhere, and they failed. So, got to give props to Dan Campbell for going in again and trusting his team to convert that 4th down second time or third time around.
I would have been scared. I don't know if I would have made that call.
12-1. Second team to clinch the playoff berth behind Kansas City, but no one cares about Kansas City. So I think the Lions are going to go all the way this year.
Everybody's hating on Kansas City recently. I see a lot of people are saying they're barely doing it. They're barely making it. They're barely skating by all these who we wouldn't think would be contenders to them.
Their games are unwatchable, dude. It's just they're going to win. They always how they're going to win, though. Every time they win a different way. It's so ridiculous how it happens, last week in the Black Friday game against Oakland. Yeah, he just snapped it. The guy wasn't even ready for the ball. Fumble. Game over. Kansas City won. And then the other time they blocked field goal. And then the other one, the toe hitting the out of bounds just by an inch.
I saw that.
It's getting. And then they got to show Taylor Swift every time something happens. I'm just what is going on? I need the Lions to win.
That's their meal ticket, man.
Anyone besides the Chiefs this year. Even the Cowboys. You know what? I'll take the Cowboys.
Now, although the Cowboys season is essentially over, the season is actually physically over for a key player. Cowboys All-Star, or All-Pro, guard Zach Martin is out for the season. Martin missed the last 2 games with an ankle and shoulder injury He will now undergo surgery to repair that right ankle that's been giving him issues all this time. And we would obviously like to wish Martin a healthy recovery. Dallas took a hit with that one. I feel like it's a good thing, though, that they reworked his contract to spread out that salary cap, or that hit would have been way worse.
Hey, your season's not over yet. Not essentially over yet. They're still on the run to make a playoff push. But, you know, I know it's highly unlikely. But it still could happen. It still could happen. They are going to be facing the Bengals this Monday in some special Simpsons showdown.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that one. But before we get into that, I do want to ask you, what do you think about Martin? Do you think he's going to retire soon? I mean, it's been how many seasons? He got drafted in like 2011.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. He is going to be a free agent after this season.
Or no, not 2011. Was it 2013?
I am not too sure about his tenureship, but I know he's been in the league for a while. I don't think he's going to come back to Dallas if he's a free agent, unless, you know, the money talks. He's getting older. He's wear and tear. I think he should just go to another team that's contending for a title. I'm pretty sure any team would like to have a veteran, O-line, such as Zach Martin.
Yeah, definitely.
If not, I could see him retiring as well. I mean, injury-ridden, just catching up to him.
I mean, he's got a hell of a career either way. I mean, when he was drafted, I remember Jerry Jones kept teasing Johnny Manziel and see where he went. Where the hell is he at?
I don't know, dude. I don't even think he knows where himself's at right now. So.
But, I mean, hey, hopefully Zach Martin gets healthy for next season. I believe he does have that one last season, next season, right? And then he should be becoming free agent.
He's a free agent after this season.
Oh, after this season.
Yeah,
okay.
after this season, he's a free agent. And, you know, I don't see why he stick around in Jerry World when it's on fire. So he should just get out of here.
Well, that thing has been on fire.
I mean, it's in flames now.
The alarms were going off for years and nobody
like,
even paid attention.
It's more than a dumpster fire right now. It's like a whole landfill on fire. It's bad.
But yeah, like you were saying, they are having that game with the Bengals. So the 5-7 Cowboys get prime time once again.
You know it.
As they host the 4-8 Cincinnati Bengals.
Prime time football.
To them?
I mean, when you have a defense that relinquishes over 240 yards a game, Bengals are no position. They always have to have a shootout to win their games because you know their defense ain't stopping nothing. They can't even stop a cold. So it's they're ranked 31st in the league against opposition scoring. They give up over 28 points a game. They've gave up over 1,500 yards of rushing every past 12 games. It's just they're bad defense.
Well, I don't know how I feel about this matchup.
It's a toss-up win, but everyone wins in Jerry World, so you know.
Oh no, this thing keeps on doing that, but it looks like we're still on air, so
it's a haunted.
It doesn't like us.
It's all like
it's been gone too long.
Booyah! Yeah.
But like you were saying, they are gonna have a Monday night football Simpson style game. I don't know really how I feel about this game, man. I would call it somewhat of a blue Monday. I mean, there are two teams that one is still kind of there. Barely, just slightly, and then the other one, you know, their season is just.
Yeah, I mean, you can do all these stats. Burrow can throw all these touchdowns to Jamar Chase day in and day out. Like no one's gonna win any of these games except people that have them on their fantasy team. But other than that, they're probably gonna lose. I have Cowboys losing this game because they don't do well at home. But then you never know. With a defense as bad as the Bengals, you know, maybe Cooper Rush will light it up. So. They are averaging, you know, over 300 yards a game, but I don't know if they can match that against Cincinnati. I think it's going to be just a shootout. Can Cooper Rush keep up with Burrow?
I don't think Cooper Rush can keep up with Burrow.
Burrow did buy the Batmobile recently. So.
What?
Yeah, he bought the Batmobile. So yeah, he means business.
He's pulling up in that thing.
Yeah. he got to show out in Jerry War, I guess.
But anyway, you can catch that one on the ABC ESPN, or if you're feeling a little yellow rather than blue, you can take a trip to Springfield and watch Clark, represented by Cincy, take on Homer, represented by your Dallas Cowboys, exclusively on ESPN Plus.
This is gonna be exciting. That's gonna be fun.
I'm excited to see that one. I watched that other game last year where it was Toy Story.
Yeah,
and
that's cool.
I enjoyed that. I don't know. This is a bit off topic, but since we're talking about weird additions to games, have you seen the 2K one, the NBA 2K
Oh, they're gonna add the shot
data
meter.
thing?
They're gonna add the shot
They
meters
have-
to games and stuff like
They
that.
have the R2 and L2. They have all the stuff that you see in the game, so it just looks like you're watching the video game the whole damn time.
I don't know what they're doing. I guess I'll look into it, but I don't know why they have a shot meter. It shows like stats about the cup. It shows like what Chris was talking about the controller. It's just
I mean, they're trying to appease a different audience. They're trying to get to the younger audience, obviously, with the whole thing that they do with the Toy Story thing, and then now with the Simpsons thing, and then they have that NFL Slime Time on Nickelodeon. So they're obviously trying to get those eyes to the product, because I guess maybe younger kids don't watch it as much, but I'm not sure exactly. I don't know the statistics of that.
right.
But I thought that was just a pretty little interesting thing to throw in there. Moving forward, though, on to the number one Texas team, the Houston Texans. Get a long-awaited break with a Week 14 bye, and there's
We get
been
a break.
Oh, you're going there. Go ahead.
No, you can go. You can go. I'll chip in a little bit. It's your team after all.
Speaking of break. Well, as we all know, there's been a lot of talking around the league about player safety, things like that. Well, in the last game against the Jaguars, Aziz Al-Shair ended up hitting defenseless Trevor Lawrence as he was sliding to the ground. It in the video that he did get there like on time, but he did. I feel like honestly, I feel like he did extra leading with that
Forearm.
that forearm, and then he has that whole
Brace.
brace. So he just like laid into his face, went through. You see Trevor Lawrence's head bounce off of that brace, bounce off the ground, and he just kind of had a little twitch there. You could tell he was pretty banged up.
He did suffer. It looks like he did suffer something significant as far as a brain injury, maybe a concussion. He was doing that fencing response.
Yeah, I can't remember. I couldn't remember what they called it. But yeah, that's what it was.
It means he got knocked out with a concussion and there's possible deeper parts of his brain malfunctioning. So we're all wishing him the best. Even though Texans is a division to rival to these Jaguars, we never want to see that happen to any player. It was a cheap shot. It was a cheap shot. At the end of the day, you can't be doing that, especially when he's sliding way before you get to him. He had a couple yards on him, and he still lunged at him.
I mean, he was already lunged. It's just the simple fact that he went for the head.
Yeah, with the forearm and the brace, like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, that was unnecessary, and I don't think. I think they might have got it right with this 3-game suspension, but I just think they should also think about adding to it with his history. Not only that, is like he was nonchalant about it after the fact, acting like it wasn't a dirty hit, and so was D'Amico. So at that point, don't you want to if you're head of the NFL, don't you want to show them your authority? Like, hey,
Right.
that's not okay.
Right.
You can't defend your player. Obviously, he was in the wrong.
It was a really tough situation, but you got to look at it in black and white, and you got to see that he did do a dirty shot. The coach, I understand that he's trying to do damage control and stick up for players and defend, but at the right time, I think it was at the wrong time. But when he was,
I just feel like he's still in that player mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when players get new rules, they don't like to deal with having to do things like pull back when the quarterback slide in or whatever. And D'Amico Ryan's first and foremost is a player. That's how he came up, so he's going to feel the same way his players do. And of course he's going to stick up for his players because that's the type of guy he is. But at the same time, I still think what he said was unacceptable, and they should have put a little more on that suspension to, really give the Texans some perspective.
They should have suspended him as long as it takes for Lawrence to come back. That's what I think.
Oh, damn. That would be crazy. Could you imagine if they did that with everybody?
I mean, it's the only way for them to stop doing this stuff.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, he's gotten fined before. Before he came to the Texans, he had quite a bit of trouble with unnecessary roughness calls, things like that. So, I mean, obviously there's a pattern there. Hopefully the Texans can nip this in the bud. We don't ever want to see anything like that happen to any player, regardless of who they're playing for or what we think about them. So, it's unfortunate for Trevor Lawrence, and
He'll bounce back.
Hopefully he does bounce back.
He'll be good.
But moving on to NBA, and since we're on the topic of Texas, we're going to talk about the Spurs game. Now, last night, San Antonio met the Bulls here at home, and for lack of a better term, Wemby's absence had really seemed to be felt last night. Wemby is currently day-to-day with a lower back soreness. Keldon Johnson still put up his season high of 28 points, and Devin Vassell banked 17. Jeremy Sohan returned to the starting line after missing 13 games following his thumb surgery to make 16 points and collect 14 boards. But Chicago controlled the majority of the game until the Spurs gave them a run for their money later on, and they just really ultimately couldn't close the deal and fell to the Bulls 139 to 124. San Antonio lost 3 of their last 4 games now, finding themselves in somewhat of a slump, and they've continued to have trouble from the threes, shooting just 8 of 28 in this game.
It's expected. You don't have Wemby. You don't have the complete team. Wemby is the Spurs. Let's just face it. I mean, they got Chris Paul, right? But, they need Wemby on that team to even have a chance at winning this game. They were on a good 4-win streak, beating Golden State in that duration.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of building to do. They are up and coming. They're a young team. They're really great. What's going on over there?
Ooh.
And then they're 500 still. They're 11-11. Now a better record than the Bulls. They're a better team. They just didn't have Wemby. They do need to work on that 3-point shot though. You're in this day and age of the NBA era, you do need to have a good 3-ball consistently hitting on a nightly basis. You can't win in this league without your 3-pointer game, because that's all these people shoot now. You seen that? They just go up and down the court, 3. They just throw up 3.
Oh my god, bro!
They don't run a play
on that Suns game.
Yeah,
during the cup, that's all they kept on doing. They go down the field, the court, and pass it to somebody at the 3-point line. Boom, they throw it. And it's just like
17, 18 seconds left for the shot clock. They're gonna take a 3 already. It's just like, dude, run a play, make some moves, someone cut, easy layup. Nah, let's shoot some threes.
Let's keep on shooting threes. Okay,
it's like
my bad.
Yeah, so it's they got eliminated from the cup, so that's already done and gone. I think Wemby just needs to rest a little bit more, because I feel like these games are just too early in the season. They're going to have their bounce back and try to get that playoff push, or maybe get that play-in seed. I think they're a good contender for that play-in seed this year. It'll be the next step in that building blocks for Wemby and Spurs.
As long as Wemby can stay healthy.
Oh, yeah. That's probably why they're resting him. He's just been going off. Triple doubles, up to 20-20s, 5x5 games. This guy's a monster.
Speaking of which, he had his 3rd triple-double in
the Kings game. That was great. I stayed up to watch that. I don't remember.
Now he's
tired.
just like 1 behind on Tim Duncan.
He's gonna break it. Tim Duncan's gonna come back and try to keep his record. I
Well,
wouldn't
Tim
mind.
Duncan's records are already broke anyway, because I believe it's DeJounte Murray that has the record for triple doubles in the Spurs.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like 11, something like that.
Well, Robinson had a quad though, so
Yeah, Robinson's up there too. But I mean, just to see his name in that category of those names, you know, all those elite talents, you know, like David Robinson, like you said, DeJounte Murray, Alvin Robinson as well. They were the only ones that hit a 30-point triple-double along with Wemby that night. But, you know, of course, Wemby went into the next game. Didn't fare as well as we get into this NBA Cup, or the Emirates, right, is what they call it now. The Spurs were recently knocked out the Emirates NBA Cup against the Suns 93-104. Now, Devin Booker surpassed his 15,000th career point with his 15,000th career point with his first basket, and that kind of set the tone for the night as Booker sank 29 points, weathering the loss of KD due to an ankle injury with a little less than 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Now, sadly, the Spurs went 8 for 44 beyond the arc.
okay.
Obviously, like we were just talking, too many threes just being thrown up out there. Wemby scored 15 points, all in the second half with 13 rebounds. He missed all 7 of his shots in the first half, including 7 from 3-point range. After making his first triple-double of the season against Sacramento, where he became that first Spur to hit that 30 points, like I was saying, it just seemed to kind of go down from there. He did get a little hurt in that Kings game, if I can remember correctly. That's where he originally got hurt and just aggravated it in this matchup. But now, despite the Suns' valiant effort to stay in the run as a wild card, they were eliminated when the Mavs beat the Grizzlies. And with the Spurs loss, OKC won the West B group in the Cup. Right now, we have, the 10th. It will be the West. We'll have OKC versus Dallas at 8:30 p.m. And the East will start at 6 p.m. on TNT. Both these matchups are going to be on TNT. The Bucks will face the Magic. And then the next night on the 11th, we'll see the Rockets and the Warriors at 8:30 p.m. on TNT, while the Knicks take on the Hawks at 6 p.m. on ESPN. Now, who do you think is going to take this cup this year? Ain't no Lakers in there this time. That's nice.
I got the Rockets winning it all. They're a really good team, really well coached by Ime. I don't even think Dallas needs to be worried about winning this, or OKC. They got playoffs to worry about.
I think if Dallas could pass OKC, because that's going to be their biggest test, I think Dallas will take it. Well, but if they can't, the Rockets might take it.
I mean, OKC lost to the Mavericks in the playoffs last year. It's just, I think they just need to focus on the playoffs. This cup thing is for up-and-coming teams, I feel like, and I think the Rockets are built for this kind of thing. Golden State is probably not even caring either. On the East side, I feel like it's going to be either the Knicks or the Magic. Magic's the up-and-coming Henry team. Knicks got all these new players. They wanted to show who's better.
That's true.
But I think that the Rockets might take it. They got a lot of potential in their core group. Very young, very talented. Well drafted by the other people in Houston.
Let's add, nobody thinks the Warriors are going to take it. Let's just add that.
I don't even want to talk about the Warriors. They've had their twilight for 10 years already. So, I got the Rockets winning this whole thing.
This guy. Can't lace my boots.
Oh, dang. Man, you gotta earn that title shot.
Oh, man, that's funny. But anyway, moving forward, we already talked about the East, West. I think Dallas might take it. You think the Rockets might take it. Let's just say it's all Texas.
Yeah. Texas won.
Moving forward, with the MLB winter meetings going down on Monday in Dallas, This means that off-season activity is about to ramp up after a slow first month. All the focus will be on superstar outfielder Juan Soto, who is set to be free agent. Soto isn't the only name that could see a big payday, though. Other in-demand talents such as Pete Alonso, Willie Adams, and Corbin Burns, among others, will be up for grabs. But multiple teams have already engaged in a third-round bidding for Soto this week. Although there is no deal set in place, one could materialize by the time we hit that meeting. So we'll just have to wait and see on that end. Soto's been holding his cards close to him. You know, he wants a big payday.
Oh, yeah.
Some are saying this might be a bigger payday than Shohei. So we'll have to wait to see if that happens. But if you ask me, I see him staying in New York. Like I was telling you before we went on air with the Mets, you know, they have deep pockets. His familiarity with Aaron Rodgers could help Aaron Judge could help persuade him. I would like to see him in a Red Sox uniform, but I really think New York makes the most sense.
Most sense to leave. Everybody got to finally just, dude, any sport team in New York, you're never going to do anything in that unless you're in the women's basketball team because they just won the championship. But other than that, no one's ever going to win anything in New York. He needs to get out of there while he still can, while he's still young, and while he can get this money. I think he needs to go to maybe Toronto, or maybe go to the Brewers, maybe even the Astros. But I hear they're submitting offers for like $600 million already. Those contracts are crazy.
Dang.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does land a historic contract and does outbid a Shohei contract. He is that good. He will benefit your team. Yankees gotta pull out the brick struggle with this guy. If they really want to keep him, they're gonna have to pay him something that's like unheard of. But then again, I don't want him to stay there. I think he won't do nothing if he stays there.
I don't think he's gonna stay with the Yankees. He's gonna stay in New York, but go to the Mets.
That'd be cool if he goes to the Mets. Mets is pretty cool. You know, no one's really heard of them for a while because they've been trashed. But you know, they made it to the playoffs. They made some noise. But I wouldn't mind what you were saying earlier about, you know, him going to Boston too. That'd be pretty cool. You know, just
there's a lot of left-handed batters that made history in Boston, and maybe we can see another one. We'll have to wait and see. You know, the whole market is likely to remain frozen until he's gone. I'm pretty sure, because nobody's gonna want to make moves with Juan Soto still available.
Make a move.
But moving forward, as we continue with the MLB portion, they've been floating around this idea. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it either, to be honest with you. But they're doing this golden at bat. How about you tell us how this works?
All right, so the golden at bat rule, basically, you can just make someone go bat out of nowhere. So say like Aaron Judge, you know, he strikes out. They get him on a pop fly and they get him out, right?
Yeah.
The manager can then say, you know what, go ahead and bat again. They can use a golden at bat rule to have him just go try again. Basically, we can put anyone in the lineup to just start batting. So Shohei is the last one to bat. They could be like, you know what, Shohei, you're gonna go now, and they're gonna put him in bat right then and there. It makes it dramatic. It makes it exciting, strategic at least. So now the opposing team doesn't know if it's going to happen or not. So like they used to prepare lineups with the pitchers, but now that this golden at bat rule, it makes it a little bit more like unknown. So you don't know what's going to happen. So your pitching lineup is it could be compromised a little bit when they put the batter in there.
That's the one thing I'm kind of worried about. You know, it's already centered around this whole strategy of, you know, walk their best hitter or so on and try to get out the next person, or you know, putting pitchers in certain areas for certain hitters, things like that. Like all those are just going to be out the window, and that's a huge part of the game in itself. So like I don't know how I feel about it. Like how is it gonna work? You think about it? Can you just do a bunch of golden at bat?
Yeah,
I feel like you should limit it to one.
I think it
one
is
a
one.
game.
I think it's one. I don't know if it's gonna stay at one, but I was reading more into it, and it sounds really exciting. I don't really see any downfall of it. I do see a lot of upside, because we do need a lot more. They do need more younger people to tune in. Looks like the average age of people watching baseball is like 55. So they're trying to draw more people in by using these new rules or these new perks, right? So the golden at bat rule is probably helpful in that aspect for the demographics of the younger viewer. I think it helps out. I'm all for it, especially when you have star players and you only see them like maybe once or twice a game. What other sport where you see a star player that little? You're always seeing LeBron on the court. You're always seeing Mahomes on the field. You're always seeing, a hockey player on playing. But when it's baseball, you see them like once or twice, and then you never see them again for like a long time. And I think the golden bat rule will help that by having your star player out there more, to show everyone more, to have that view. Because I think baseball is the only sport where you only see your star player like once or twice a game, like not even sometimes. So I think it helps in that as well.
I feel what you're saying. I still don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you. I mean, the idea, of course, like we said, it's floated around. There's really no specifics just yet because they haven't tried to put it in place. It was just mentioned.
Right.
So it's like, I'll have to wait to see it to see how I truly feel about it. I just feel like you're kind of changing the game a little too much in my eyes, but I mean, in anybody else's, everybody has their opinions, and like you said, they probably are trying to get that younger audience and that younger demographic to start tuning in. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. Maybe they go for it and we see it for a while. I know when they implement new rules, they usually try them there at the minors. So at the minors is where they test out all these new rules. And after that, if it works out, they end up bringing it to the main show.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if that happens soon, where it hits the minors, and we'll have to monitor it, see how it goes. Hopefully, all goes well. But like I said, it's throwing out a lot of strategy out the window. So it kind of, I don't know. And then the whole thing of like, when can you use it? Should they put like a limit on it? Like, hey, you can only use it after the 7th inning.
Oh yeah.
Or late in the game where it really counts. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this and where it goes. But moving forward to some combative sports, as we're talking gold here, we're gonna get into some gold that is going to be defended in a rematch, as Retributive and Bevo have finally figured out another date for their rematch in October. Retributive scored a controversial majority decision over Bevo to claim all 4 175-pound titles. Many vied for a rematch due to the skill and competitiveness of the October bout, and now we have that date, and the two will meet again February 22nd for the sequel.
I think Bevo should have won that fight. I like better Bevo, but I think Bevo was the more the one that landed more accurate. They probably gave it to Better Beef because of his activeness, his pushed forward, he advanced it more.
Mm-hmm.
But Bevo was the one that was landing shots more accurate. He threw less, but he was on the defense.
Yeah.
He showed complete boxing. They gave it to Better Beef, majority decisions, whatever. I think this rematch is a little too early. I think I don't know if they maybe should have been a little bit more time between fights so Bevo can get more 100% prepared. I don't think he's even 100% healthy. I think it's just too much of a turnaround, too fast. But I don't know. They're elite athletes. Maybe, what do I know? Maybe they're ready. So, a 77-bout fight card is Saturday, February 22nd. Bevo, putting on, trying to get the belts back.
And then we got that Joshua, Daniel Dubois, who just defeated Anthony Joshua for the title not that long ago, which was an upset. A lot of people thought Joshua was going to take that one.
Good fight.
And now he's going to have his first IBF heavyweight title defense versus former champ Joseph Parker in the co-main event.
Joseph Parker's that guy that beat Wilder pretty good. He was exciting. He didn't show that he wasn't ready for the big fight. So I think this is going to be a good fight. I think Dubois fighting against a better fighter in Parker versus Joshua. Joshua wasn't that much of a technical fighter than Parker is. So I think this is going to be a really good heavyweight showdown between two technical fighters. I do have Dubois winning this fight, but Parker surprised me first. He'll probably do it again. So it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Yes, and we also have, Shakur Stevenson, who is defending his WBC lightweight title against Floyd Schofield, who is currently undefeated.
No one cares about no, I'm just like, I love Shakur, but come on, man, his fight's boring. But, I mean, he's just defensive masterclass. He puts on that clinic. He's really good. I don't see him losing to anybody anytime soon unless it's a high level like Spence. Not even Spence, like Jay Davis, Haney, Teofimo. But Shakur needs to just step up and fight the big elite star boxers.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
He's fighting people we don't even know about. So, I mean, he's probably going to win again, most likely. And I don't know, is he going to retire again? Maybe, I don't know.
On top of that, we also got Madrimov and Ortiz, but that is if Madrimov wins in his Usyk and Fury undercard this month on the 21st. So he will also have to be unscathed at that point. So
that's crazy. He's trying to fight 2 fights like in 3 months. Insane. Yeah, these crazy boxers, man. I don't see Madrimov winning. I think Ortiz will fight on the right?
Yeah.
Madrimov he's the one that lost to Crawford, I think. I mean, he's been in there with some good people. We'll see what happens.
And on top of that, they also got, I believe, Zhang's on the card too.
Oh, the Chinese guy?
Yeah. I love
that
him.
Guy's dangerous. I forgot all about that guy. You know what? This guy, you better watch out. Tell the Fury, Usyk, better tell Dubois, Joshua, this guy's coming.
Well, on top of that, though, if you have $25.99 to spend, this pay-per-view is a steal. So,
oh, really?
It's going to be $25.99. Cheaper in the UK, I believe it's like $20 in the UK. But, I mean, what is an extra $5.99 in the US? It really isn't that much at that point. And, pay-per-views are normally like $60.
That's crazy.
Things like that. So this one is going to be a steal. If you want to watch some good matches, I recommend you buy this pay-per-view and check out Pay-Per-View Vivo February 22nd and check out that amazing undercard as well.
Yeah.
On top of that, we also have another match as we go from a rematch to a rebooking. Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach were set to go head-to-head on the 14th, but the bout was postponed with no given reason. Well, now they've been rebooked to meet March 1st in Brooklyn, New York. Tank originally was having negotiations with Lomachenko, which we talked about, but those talks collapsed and Tank opted for this bout. So how do you feel about Tank and Roach? Obviously, it's a less prestigious matchup as opposed to Loma like he was going for originally.
Man, dude, I'm tired of Davis. I mean, he's good, but he just cherry picks his fights. He wants to fight Loma when he's 50 years old already. He's not really 50, but come on, basically.
He's not really
50. Davis always wanted to fight him when he got old. He didn't want no part of Loma when he was younger. I'm glad that fight didn't happen and it got resolved because I didn't want to see Loma fighting Davis. Now, everyone knows that it's going to be a good fight, but I don't think Loma's going to win that. If he can't beat Haney in a decision match, then I don't think he's going to beat Tank in a decision match either. As far as Roach, it's a good fight. He has the skills. He brings a lot to the table. He can adapt. He can fight various different styles. He's saying that this fight's going to be a different fight from what Tank has faced previously. He's tough, gritty, he's smart. I mean, he's saying all these things, but can he do it? I really don't know much about Roach. But if he's getting a matchup with Davis, he certainly had to earn it somehow. So he's saying he's going to pull into his bag of tricks, whatever that means. I mean, was he going to headbutt him? I don't know. So it's going to be a good fight, but Davis is probably taking the W, and I mean he's saying he's going to retire soon. Or I don't know. You heard about that?
No, I didn't see that. When did this come about?
I think yesterday. Maybe he said he's retiring by the end of 2025. He said he's going to get like 3 fights in and then just stop. And it's crazy how he explained why he's going to do it. He said he wants to go to therapy and become a humble person. He said that he doesn't want to. He's not trying to fight anymore. He has a different aspect in life. He's saying that his daughters gave him that perspective now, and he doesn't even want to do this anymore. And he says it's trash, basically.
I think I did see something about the whole trash thing, but I mean, to be honest, he's been there for how long now?
He'll be that's Hall of Fame career, if anything.
Yeah, so I mean, ending it, and I get that, having the whole perspective with, your kid. You haven't been there as much. I know how that feels. That sucks because, I've been away from my kids a lot of times when I was in the military, and it gives you that feeling like, man, I missed out on so much.
Right.
So I'm sure that's what he's going through right now. And maybe he just goes off and has a break for a while and comes back. But like you said, he's thinking of retirement. It might just end up happening.
I mean, if he goes good, I wish him well. We need Ryan Garcia back, though, ASAP. This guy needs to come back already.
So you could play him in Undisputed.
Yeah.
Dude, you told me that. You were like, Ryan's not in there anymore. Some BS. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
I went back and I tried to play it. I was like, oh, what the hell? They took him off the PC version and everything.
It was quite devastating. I'm still recovering.
That was because of the whole. Was that because of the whole steroids thing, or was it just because of him acting wild on social media?
I think it was that other thing when he was doing the racial stuff.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think that's what happened. But he was supposed to have an exhibition fight in Japan this month, but De La Hoya never signed off on it, so the fight got canceled.
Oh, dang.
Like, I want him to come back already. He said he wants to fight Jake Paul. I'll see that. I'll watch it.
If he fought Jake Paul, dude, Jake Paul would be. I feel like would be done.
Yeah, Ryan, he'll kill him. But yeah, good on Tank.
Speaking of which, the name of this episode is called Streaming Again, and you saw what happened with the Tyson and Paul fight.
No, wait,
streaming.
I don't think we saw it.
I don't know if we saw it.
I mean,
I saw some pixels.
You saw what happened? No, I didn't. I was waiting all night to see what happened.
Man, at least I got to get through the Amanda Serrano fight, though.
That was a good fight.
That was the one I really wanted to see, and that one. What's her name? Katie Taylor ended up winning, right?
Yeah. Dude, the stream was better on my MacBook than the actual Netflix platform.
Dude, the stream wasn't working for me, and I was like, why? I kicked the kids off the internet and everything. I wanted to make sure it was straight, and still nothing. I pull out my phone, I put on the hotspot. All of a sudden, I see like these little freaking Minecraft people fighting.
Pretty much, dude. I'm about to say that. That's a good example. That is a very good example. They need to get together. If you're gonna have Raw on there, and they're gonna have live sports on there. Man, they need to take some notes.
Yeah, for real. Because I don't know how many people tuned into that one. I'm sure it was a ton of people that tuned into that matchup just because, that, and then you got the whole
it was a
spectacle that they sold on that. And then you got everybody, almost not everybody has Netflix, but majority of people have Netflix, and that's streaming all over the world, not just in the US. So with wrestling fans waiting for Raw to make it to NXT, to Netflix, I do kind of worry about that because there's still just as many people who are into wrestling all over the world.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's not as much as tuned into that Tyson fight, but
Yeah, no,
but
for sure,
about
for sure,
you know,
for
so
sure.
they need to work things out there.
Yeah, I think for sure.
But before we get into UFC 310, we got to talk a little bit of 309 after the third round stoppage to John Jones and losing to John Jones at UFC 309. Milchek said, quote, "I'm done. I'm hanging them up," end quote, bringing an end to a remarkable career.
He shouldn't even come back to fight Jones. He was clearly too old to fight. I mean, the money probably, persuaded him to
Of
come
course,
back
yeah.
into the octagon. But no, they officially removed him from the UFC roster. I believe he's a Hall of Famer. He will be remembered as the two-time UFC heavyweight champ that he is. Defeat Cormier, Ngannou, really big names.
Yeah, the dude started like in 2011. Like,
Yeah.
every time I think of UFC, I still think of him every now and then. Like, when I saw his name, I was like, "What? He's still doing it?" Because for a minute there, I stopped watching as much as I used to, and all of a sudden I saw his name and I was like, "This guy is still at it."
Yeah.
Like, holy crap!
I don't know. I mean, good on him. He wanted to, try to fight John Jones, and a lot of people don't get that opportunity to fight John Jones. So I know he wanted to see how good he was, but I think it was just way too past his prime. He people still fight past their prime, but this one was just way too past his prime. He got outstruck, outgrappled. He got finished, inside the distance, and after that, he just says, "I'm done." Thank God. So. He was glad to be done with that.
Not taking another L, damn it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a Steve fan. I like him. I never had anything about this guy to say. It was good. It was a good career.
Now, I guess before we get into UFC 301, since we're talking about historic careers, it was announced yesterday that Manny Pacquiao is set to be solidified in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Announced just yesterday, the only 8 division champ in boxing history has been chosen for the 2025 International Boxing Hall of Fame class on his first year of eligibility. And Honor Pacquiao is deeply grateful for, saying, quote, "I am so happy that I have been selected to enter the International Boxing Hall of Fame. This certainly is a wonderful Christmas gift. Throughout my career as a professional fighter and public servant, it has been my goal to honor my country, the Philippines, and my fellow Filipinos around the world," end quote. What a career that man has led.
It's about time he gets into the Hall of Fame.
I mean, it was his first year of eligibility, and they were like, "He has to go. He has to go."
But
in
he
the Hall
should
of
have been in
Fame.
the Hall of Fame during his career. That's how good he was. 8 times, 8 division champ. It will never happen again. I don't know how he did that. That is insane. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Pacquiao. Everyone knows how good he was. He probably could still be in the ring and still have a go at it. Extremely deserving.
I'm sure we can still see some exhibitions here and there,
Yeah,
knowing him.
no surprise he got in. I would have loved to see him a little bit more fight in his prime, but I was too young at the time. But yeah, I'll have to go ahead and just catch it on YouTube now. So problem solved.
Bro, things are easy now.
Yeah.
Things are easy to catch these days.
Yeah, and let's on Netflix.
Yes, all that. But moving forward, as we go from combative sports to wrestling, War Games went down last weekend, and honestly, the women's match could have toned it down some with the weapons. It was a little excessive, and the weapon shots I felt were sloppy. One spot in particular stands out to me, and that's Naya's pair of shots to Naomi. I don't know if you caught this. Twice she went for an overhead swing, but deterred and instead took like a sideways swing, and it just didn't look right.
I
It
didn't catch
looked
that.
terrible.
I had it on, but I was playing games when I had it on. But I saw some of it. EO and the trash can had this. That was coming.
Yeah, everybody knew EO was gonna jump off in the trash can. This time she did a moonsault though, so she changed it up a little bit.
She's crazy.
yeah,
I love EO.
I watched her do it, dude, and it's not that I don't like it, but at the same time, I kind of don't like it because I'm like, man, how stupid could you be? Something could happen to you, like, you know what I mean? Like, it gets you into it that kind of way where it's like, oh my god, something might happen to this person. But I feel like the ending was still pretty good. The finish spot was done beautifully, executed with that riptide off the top rope, putting Liv Morgan through the table, and this I felt like helped put over Rhea and her prowess even more over in the women's division, and it also obviously furthers their storyline with Liv, which is one of the main things I've been looking forward to recently. I've noticed a lot of stuff isn't as hot as it was before, like the Bloodline stuff kind of like is sizzling a little bit, I feel like that, but that's just my opinion. I just really look forward to Liv and Rhea these days on Raw. But moving on to the men's, I didn't necessarily agree with how they went about the men's match with the plug-in of Punk and Bronson Reed. But the Punk part, I guess, is a little understandable given his ties to Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns, given that, the Shield was the ones that aided Punk for all those years. So that's a big thing that is in there, and I guess it kind of makes more sense with them showing animosity between the two the whole time.
Right.
Plus Heyman owing Punk won. And I can only speculate here that they're planting seeds for an eventual Punk and Reigns match, which I would think won't happen until Roman's back on top.
It's going to be a long story that's going to be told on that one. I really don't care for Punk that much, but with Heyman in the mix with Reigns, it does sound like it can get interesting. I just want to see how things are going to happen moving forward with Jay and Jimmy and Sammy. Are they going to just be Bloodline again, or what are they doing? Is this one thing?
That's true, because I do like Jay's singles run that he's had recently. Yeah. And does that hinder his singles run? Do they go back to being a tag team? Do they go back to going after the tag team titles? There's a lot of questions up in the air about that one, but I don't think they're done after War Games. Even though, I feel like the finish was the cherry on top because everyone hit their finish on Solo. There was a bunch of good false fire-ups with the new Bloodline dominating the majority of the match, which, made it just that much sweeter when everybody hit their finish on Solo. But I don't think Solo's staying down. I don't think that that's the end of that whole Bloodline thing. But we'll have to wait and see. He didn't get the Ulafala at the end, which I thought he was going to, and put it on. Now I'm the tribal chief again.
Yeah, but WrestleMania's coming up, and the Royal Rumble's coming up real quick. So
I know
a lot of stuff's gonna happen.
Who would you like to see be a surprise entrant in the Rumble?
I gotta go with Moose, man. Could be there,
bro.
Man.
I've been saying this for so many years. Moose needs to be on there. I don't see why they haven't had him, especially when he was the champ. But I do see them throwing Nemeth in there. Nick Nemeth, former Dolph Ziggler.
You think so?
I do see him coming out. I don't know if they would put him as Nemeth or if they would put him as Dolph. That's the one thing that I don't know.
Oh, I gotta get ready for my next appearance.
We in this. Boy, what are you in the Matrix?
Yeah, talking. What's up, guys? What's up? All right. Let's get this cast going.
And obviously, we're just going to go down the War Games matches. I'm not trying to go too into it. If we go deep into it, that means you got to pay for it. By the way, honorable mention, Shinsuke Nakamura is now the new U.S. champ, defeating LA Knight. I didn't think Knight was going to lose it after getting that custom title, but I'm thinking this is probably a start of a between the two. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. I believe we'll find out more tonight because they're on SmackDown. So we'll have to tune in to SmackDown and check that out.
Check it out.
This past Monday night was the 10-year anniversary celebration of the New Day. And when Woods and Kofi came out, they began talking like if they were going to part ways, but were interrupted by Big E, who says they can't do it. And seeing them at each other's throat hurt his soul. He offers to be their manager so he can be there to cheer them on, but they don't like that. Turning heel, Kofi and Woods would hound E that many others broke their necks and came back, but not E. He just left them, thus shunning E before claiming it's just them now as E leaves the ring. Now, how do you feel about the whole thing they're trying to do here now? I thought they were going to do the breakup because obviously they had the whole thing with Woods and Kofi for a while.
It was a long time. I think they were just waiting for the anniversary, but they were doing that for a while. But I like the segment. It was well made. The structure, the dialogue. It was really good. Good TV right there. Is Big E cleared? We don't know. Them saying that he'll never wrestle again kind of makes that whole okay, well then.
So is he coming back? Yeah.
So is he? If he comes back, that'd be good. I mean, it's good to have Big E back, but I don't really see what they're gonna do, and that makes it exciting.
First match, revenge match against Ridge Holland.
Dude, come on! I don't think so, dude. Don't put him in there with him again. He hurts him again. Oh, dude. And then we gotta make another storyline.
Oh man. Oh, you know what? Now that I think of it, we were gonna get into NXT Deadline here as it's coming up this Saturday, but we forgot to mention UFC 310 this Saturday. If you want to go down that card.
Yeah. So I forgot all about UFC. For a while, I've been focused on boxing and music, but it looks like UFC is still going hard with these cards to end the year out. With a flyweight championship on the line with Alexandra Pantoja against Kai Asakura. So this guy Kai is pretty good. I mean, usually Asian fighters don't get that much success in the UFC unless you're the Zhang from in the women's division. There really isn't that many good Asian fighters that are really elite. Last one was probably Korean Zombie, and he got started by everybody. So this is a good matchup. Padosha is a pretty good fighter. He's fought pretty much the whole flyweight already. He's beaten Moreno. He's beaten I forgot the other guy, Escobar, I think. And now he's fighting Asakura, and it's gonna be a slobber knocker based on what JR says a lot. They're just gonna go at each other. Complete fighters. They can grapple, but I think this is gonna stay on the feet. Moving down, we do have the welterweight co-main event. Very exciting, probably a contender. Winner gets to probably fight Bilal Muhammad, probably with Shefkat Rakamanam and Ian Machado Gary. Gary's the one that did finish, but he didn't finish MVP, but he did beat MVP in a split decision. Shefkat's just been pulverizing people. He last beat Stephen Thompson effortlessly, I think. It was one-sided. They're both undefeated, 15-0, 18-0. Like I said, winner is probably going to get his title shot. I don't like Gary. I don't like him at all. I don't even like his fighting style. I just don't like the guy.
Don't like the guy.
So I hope Shefkat wins. I hope Shefkat wins and he gets that title shot. I think it's well deserved for him to get it. Another fight we do have is former UFC heavyweight champion Cyril Gane against contender Alexander Volkov, and that guy's always up for a battle. He's always ready to fight. He fights anyone. It's going to be a good fight. Volkov does have more experience with 48 MMA fights versus Gane's only 14. But Gane is former title holder. He knows he's fought John Jones. He's fought Ngannou. He's fought best of the best. Volkov has fought good people too in Derek Lewis and the what's his name, Tavas Tai? I don't know, the Hawaiian guy. He fought that guy too. So this is gonna be a good match. Heavyweight, someone's been knocked out. Gane likes to control the distance with his kickboxing, but Volkov's too big, so I don't know if that distance is gonna mean much because of the reach of Volkov. So yeah, those are the top 3 fights in that card. There is some notable mentions: Bryce Mitchell against Kron Gracie. That's going to be good too. So it's a well-made card. I'm still not going to buy it, but I'll watch it.
I'll watch it. The streams.
Oh, I won't buy this. I'll watch it though.
Yeah, those last 2 matchups were the ones that I would look forward to the most in this one, and like you said, Volkov too. But honestly, UFC always has an event.
Right. I mean, the next one's supposed to be Covington, but I don't know if that's It's next week, actually. We're going to have a fight this week and a fight next week. Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley, but I want to see Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas for their fighting skills. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. It'll be good.
All right. For their fighting skills.
They're really good fighters. They're really good fighters.
Let's move forward. Another thing going down this Saturday, obviously, as we were talking about it earlier before we went back to UFC since we forgot, is NXT Deadline. The NXT champ Trick Williams will take on Rich Holland as he defends his NXT championship.
Dude, I always think when you say Rich Holland, I always think you're going to say Rich Homie Quan. I don't know why. Every time I hear his name, I hear Rich Homie Quan in his name for some reason. But yeah, go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
Speaking of which, I haven't heard much about Rich Homie Swan recently. I know he went on. What was it? What do they call it again? Rehab. There you go.
Yeah, I hope he's doing good. He's a good guy.
Yeah, hopefully he's doing well, and we send good wishes his way. But on top of that, we'll see the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge with Soruka, Zarya, Julia, Stephanie Vakur, and Ren Sinclair, which I'm hoping Ren takes this one. Just, I don't know if you saw the last NXT. She kind of fell into the victory to get there. Lola Vice came out to attack, who was it? Oh, Jada Parker. And Jada Parker ducked, in which Ren Sinclair took the shot from Lola Vice, falling on top of, I think it was Soruka for the win. She was knocked out on top of Soruka and got the 3 count. But obviously, I'm just a big supporter of Ren Sinclair in itself. The first time we witnessed her was at the Billy Madison's Listeners Bash as we went to go see Fozzy when Jericho was still Le Champion.
Oh, that was great.
That was the first time I ever got to see Ren fight, and that was when she took on Christy James, which ever since I've been a fan of hers, and I love her growth. Her whole story going into NXT with the North Quarter Cash crew is just gold. It's comedy and it's gold. But moving forward, who do you think will end up winning this Women's Survivor Challenge? I mean, we got Zarya, we got 3 new girls. We got Zarya in there, Julia, and Stephanie Vakur.
Right.
Will we see one of those take it, or will we see the older NXT talent such as, well, I guess you can't call Ren that old, but Ren Sinclair and Soruka take it? You know, they've been there this the whole time. Is it going to be new blood or old blood?
I think new blood's going to win this one. The thing about NXT, it's filled with so many opportunities. I think any of these women will deserve this win. It doesn't really matter. I think you can't go wrong with this. Whoever wins, it's not going to be the wrong answer. I think anyone that wins this is the right answer. It doesn't really matter that much as far as that goes, but I think Stephanie is going to take it. I think she's probably I like Soruka though. So it's either Soruka or Stephanie, in my opinion.
Honestly, I think it might be Soruka. I think she might finally get her due this time around. Soruka, I wasn't necessarily a fan of her when she first started,
right?
But she grew on me, and I've been a fan of hers recently with a lot of the things she's been doing. I just like you said, I don't know. It might be the new blood. I don't know if Stephanie Vakura will take it though. I'm almost thinking it might be Zarya.
Well, we'll see.
But that's gonna be a good matchup. That women's roster is stacked now. It's crazy over there in NXT. I feel like the women are kind of part of what keeps NXT going, aside from your main men such as Trick Williams and Ethan Page. I mean, just that roster itself is pretty stacked.
It's really good. It's really good.
But on top of that, since we're talking No Quarter Catch Crew with Ren St. Clair, No Quarter Catch Crew is going to go up against Fraser and Axiom for the tag team titles. I'm hoping No Quarter Catch Crew ends up taking this. I haven't been a fan of Axiom and Fraser the entire time, to be honest with you. I feel like they should just be singles stars and get on with it. But we'll have to see what happens there. Lola Vice obviously went to attack Jada Parker, like I was saying before. So now they're going to have an NXT Underground match. So that's going to be a nice one to catch as well. I would think that one's after the whole women whatever challenge, Iron Survivor, whatever they call it. Well, I guess the main event would have to be, or well, maybe the main event's Ridge and Trick, but I would probably put this one as the main event instead, and that's the men's Iron Survivor challenge, where we'll see Wes Lee, Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Nathan Fraser, and Eddie Thorpe all vie for a chance at the title. Eddie Thorpe, he's been growing on me, man, but he reminds me of homeboy from Harry Potter. I forget his name. Dang, I wish I remembered his name.
I don't know, man. I don't know much about these wrestlers. I know Ethan and Wesley. That's about it on that one. I've been paying more to the women's side of NXT.
Yeah, the women's roster is just stacked. Like I said before, you can't go wrong with this women's roster. But as for the men's Survivor Challenge, I'm hoping Ethan Page takes it. A lot of people are saying Javon Evans is going to take it. And, X-Pac was there this past week giving Javon Evans his flowers, saying he reminded him of himself when he beat Razor and all this other stuff. I don't know. I didn't care for that. What do they call it? Stamp of approval. But moving forward, it is possible that we will see a Balor push. Russell Votes has some kind of weight on the internet wrestling community and recently tweeted on X saying, quote, "As we approach the 10-year anniversary of Finn Balor in WWE, sources tell us he's solidified himself as a true locker room leader over the past year or so. In addition, we are told to expect a sustained singles push for Finn as we head into 2025. How you feel about that? I know Finn had that push for a while when he became the champ, but had to vacate it because Rollins popped his shoulder out of place on that buckle bomb or whatever the hell it's called.
Buckle bomb. Well, I'm just gonna quote someone that's that is
Sling Blade.
I'm gonna quote someone to quote someone that was looking at the Netflix and it finally popped back up on the screen. It's about time. It's about time that Finn Balor, is getting this. I know he's put his dues in. Like how Chris was saying, locker leader. He is well deserving to get all the titles. Give him all the titles. Just give him all the titles. He's a good wrestler. I think just because of his size, he probably was not being utilized a lot. But I think Triple Hunt is going to do what needs to happen and get Balor those accolades that he is needed so long. And I think he can dethrone Gunther. I can see it happening. Probably not clean, but he could probably beat him and get that title that he most definitely needs.
Yeah, before this was tweeted out, I figured that's the direction they were going. On Monday, it seemed that Balor was more, not alone, but seemed more leaderish.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, I'll take care of it. I'll do this. I'll do that. And he went and attacked Gunther because he helped Gunther beat Damian Priest twice.
Yeah.
So he's like, I deserve my shot. I helped you. Did that whole shtick and ended up attacking Gunther because Gunther denied him. And now they're gonna see each other at Saturday night's main event, where Cody will also take on who was it? Kevin Owens. But
did you see that they're coming to San Antonio soon?
Yeah, that's the Saturday night's main event.
Dude, do you see how expensive those tickets are?
No.
Even the nosebleed, they're like $200.
I believe it. They're trying to make the first Saturday night's main event card pretty stacked. So I would imagine that they're trying to stack that one as well.
Crazy, insane. I wanted to go. Oh well.
But yeah, like you said, I'm excited for a Balor push. He had his little push in NXT, which was great. His whole NXT run was amazing. Coming off, the Prince Devitt days and Bullet Club days, he was just dominating NXT. Came to the main roster, flopped like everybody else because of who, and we ended up seeing Balor go down in the ranks again. But it's nice to see him back up there. He's a great talent. If it wasn't for him, man, we wouldn't even have Bullet Club. So there's also that.
He's gonna get his belt back. You
haven't said that in years. I think you started saying that when he lost the Universal title because he got injured.
Me belt back. Yeah.
Oh man. But to close out this,
go Balor.
But to go ahead and close out this cast this week, I did want to touch on Ubisoft, where they're closing their own doors on something as the Ubisoft shuts down XD. Now, X Defiant Season 3 is about to launch, but you only have a month to play the game before it's gone forever. The X Defiant page tweeted out, quote, "Thank you for your incredible support and dedication to X Defiant. We regret to inform you that we are initiating the sunset process starting today, December 3rd, 2024. As a result, new downloads, player registrations, and purchases will no longer be available. Season 3 will still launch. The servers will remain active, and the game will be fully playable until June 3rd, 2025. For those who purchased the Ultimate Founders Pack, you will receive a full refund, and players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. Please note that processing these refunds will take up to 8 weeks. For more details, visit http://xdefiant.com. So that's quite unfortunate. They just started it hasn't even been that long, has it?
Not even a year, I don't think. I don't know. I played it, never with you a little bit.
It was enjoyable. It was fun.
It was all right.
But, they didn't have, obviously, with a free-to-play game, you're going against, like, Call of Duty and Fortnite and all those other games. So that's already a hard market to dip into, as is. And with Ubisoft's track record, a lot of people have not liked Ubisoft for some time now. A lot of their games, whether it be not enough innovation or not historically accurate, there's always something that is coming up with Ubisoft. Games not launching at the times they wanted to, games not running the way they wanted to, like that Star Wars game that flopped.
Yeah,
like they're just going down
Star
the drain.
Wars,
I guess I can agree with you on that one. I'm not much of a Star Wars fan, but I hope nobody gets mad at that one. I'm sure there's going to be somebody that's like, how do you not like Star Wars? But I like Star Trek more, to be honest with you. I mean, it was the first thing that started. You would say Star Wars probably took some inspiration from it because it was a show before Star Wars was even a movie. But anyways, moving forward.
Yeah, that's a whole cast right there for Chris. He'll go for another hour on that one.
But anyways, before we get too deep into it, moving forward, it's sad to see X Defiant go. I had fun while it lasted. Obviously, there's not as much maps. There's not as much content on there as there is in, be it Fortnite, Call of Duty, or any other free-to-play game. So that I feel like that was part of their downfall as well. The gameplay was there was nothing wrong with it. I at least didn't seem like it to me. I enjoyed my time playing that game. But speaking of games, let's tap into some games for the holidays. So there's a lot of obviously deals going on right now, and a lot of games up for sale that some of y'all might want to try and get a hold of. Now, Silent Hill 2 was $30 at Walmart, but just recently went out of stock. It's still not the $69.99. You still don't have to pay that, but you'll have to pay $49.99 at Best Buy if you want it. Amazon, I believe, is like $55. But other than that, we got Astro Bot 2 for the PS5. Astro Bot, came in at $59.99. It's $49.97 at Walmart right now if you want to check out that platformer, which everybody's into recently. Excuse me. And I don't know if we have very many Avatar fans on here, but Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is on sale at Best Buy for $20 rather than the listed price of $50, which it's Avatar. And let's not forget, it's made from Ubisoft.
The only Avatar I know is The Last Airbender, so
hey, oh, yeah.
I don't know who the other one is.
But yeah, it's on sale at Walmart, Amazon. You can get it for $20 if you're a fan of that kind of stuff. I would tread lightly just for the simple fact that it's Ubisoft. Skull and Bones ended up being somewhat of a flop as well, and that one's going for $20 right now on Amazon.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4, that's how I got that one. It went.
That was a good game.
It was $30. Now it's on sale at Amazon for $20. Which is a steal, really.
It's a really good game. I recommend playing it.
It's different from the original 4. If you've ever played the original 4 on the, I was gonna say on the GameCube, but then they ported it to PS2 and all that shit.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a while, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Sorry. Like a Dragon's gonna be on sale for $24.99. Originally listed for $69.99, save $44 there at Amazon. Final Fantasy, for all my Final Fantasy fans out there, they're selling that one for $24.88, originally $70 to sell. The only thing with Final Fantasy, if you don't like turn-based RPGs, that there's no point in buying it. And if you don't have the hours,
which one is on sale?
Which one was it? 14.
I don't remember that one. I know the newer ones are less turn-based now.
Or no, 15.
They're more like free roam.
Yeah.
Not much of a turn-based, but still kind of it. But they allow you to move around and do more. I've never played the new ones. The newest one I played was 12. 12's really good, but I'm playing 7 right now. My first.
That's the best one right there.
It's my first run through to the game, so I'm still trying to beat that. I beat 8 and 9, and I'm going to beat 7. We'll see how that goes. But we got a game right now that y'all could get. Soul Reaver.
Oh yeah. Why didn't I think of that?
So they're celebrating the 25th anniversary of Legacy of Kain's Soul Reaver games. They are releasing a remaster of 1 and 2. It will be dropping on December 10th for about $30. So, I gotta get it, right?
I mean, if you ain't ever beat it, if you were into it, like we were talking, the demo that was from Pizza Hut years ago.
That's how I
came
played
with friggin' Tony Hawk, Soul Reaver, and all these great games that a lot of us may have not finished or beat, So
I couldn't buy it, and I was a kid. I had no money.
I had no money.
But when I got money, I'm gonna buy this game.
But yeah, Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. If you have not checked it out, I would recommend you go ahead and buy that one and check it out finally.
Yeah, it's gonna be on all platforms, so you got no excuse.
You got no excuse
to go get. Well, I don't have it. It's on this then.
I think Tekken 8 is also going for like $30. Life is Strange Double Exposure is going for 10 less at Best Buy, which isn't that big of a deal, but I mean, it still saves you some money. Spider-Man 2, that one's going for 40 still. They got to still keep that high,
Wait on the Wolverine game.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait for that one. Oh, look, here we go. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. That one's going for $39.97.
It's a good game. The remakes are good, but I'm still trying to.
Oh, you're playing the classic?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And Sparking Zero.
This game's okay. It's good, but
I still haven't played it. What's wrong?
Don't play online. You just get a bunch of people that
spam.
They play as Gogeta. Everyone just plays as the high level people. But it's a good game. If you played Budokai in the past, it's a great nostalgic, and it's also a game on its own where there's some new stuff on there. A lot of good players, a lot of good customization. I have the game. I just haven't played it that much. But if it's on sale, I recommend getting it. If you like Dragon Ball Z, you like fighting, get both of them.
Yeah, you'll save about $30 on that one if you go through Amazon. Walmart has it too for the same price, I believe, and Best Buy has it as well for like a couple cents more. So if you can't find it, you'll still be able to find it elsewhere. On top of that, they have a Corsair MP600 Elite that you can save $25 on instead of being $105. It's going to be $80 at Amazon. That's so with 1 terabyte. Honestly, that's not enough storage if you're upgrading your PS5 storage. It's still something if you don't have anything, but if you can get that 4 terabyte, you'll never regret it. They also have the Western Digital Black 1 terabyte that's going for $79.99 as well. Only saving you about $14. This one doesn't come with a heat sink, so you got to put a heat sink on there yourself. On top of that, I know there was some good Switch deals. Let me see. Oh yeah, Sonic X Shadow Generations is going for $30 rather than the $50 that it released on Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, $41.99 at Whoop.
Gotta get it.
And then we got Super Mario RPG is $31.99 at Woot as well. And of course, you don't get that much of a deal on Super Smash Bros. You never do, but it's still a nice deal at $42.99. On top of that, that Princess Peach game that just released, that one's like $5 off on Woot. And Xbox, what was the one that I saw on Xbox? Oh yeah, that Star Wars Outlaw. That Outlaws game is like $20 or no, $30 cheaper than its listed price.
Oh, the Space Marine,
yes!
Warhammer.
There we go.
That one's on sale too.
Yeah, Warhammer for 40,000, right? Space Marine 2 is going to be $37.95 at Amazon.
I want to get that game so bad,
and that's for Xbox.
I'll play that game so hard.
And you have an Xbox, so you don't have nothing to worry about. Also, there's Amazon deal going on right now that's $74.99 at Amazon. You get an Amazon Fire Stick 4K, a pink Deep Core controller, Xbox controller clearly, and 1 month of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $74.99.
That's not bad. Y'all better go get some of them deals before I take them all.
On top of that, there is this great deal going down on CD keys. I was telling Mike about it not that long ago. They're doing 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate for $21.99. That's about the price that you pay for 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate.
I'm gonna get on that right now.
So if you do have Game Pass Ultimate on a recurring payment, I would recommend that you go ahead and check out CD Keys. Get this 3 months. That way you don't have to pay as much. You're essentially getting 2 months free almost. Other than that, that's about all that they have on deals this time around. There's not really very many huge deals. I would say one of the biggest ones of them all would be the Asus ROG Ally Z1E is going for $499.99 at Best Buy. That's opposed to its $650 price tag. So if you're looking for a big gift and you want to play, PC games on the go, always turn to the ROG Ally. They have the Lenovo Legion Go as well, going for $472, which is a steal. That one's $700 at listing price. That one you can actually go on Steam. So that one's a lot nicer than the ROG Ally, because the Ally you cannot access your Steam library like you can on the Lenovo Legion Go. So those are a couple of the deals going down this month. And other than that, that's all we have for today, folks. You got anything, Mike?
No, it's just great to be back.
Keep an eye out for the beat.
It was I'm dropping them.
He's got the beat.
Be on the lookout. You better be on the. Oh well. Anyway, I want to wish everyone happy holidays. Spend some time with family, loved ones. Get them gifts. Don't get them gifts. It's up to you.
Get yourself gifts.
Get yourself some gifts. A lot of good sales out there. I do appreciate everyone tuning in. We're gonna bring back some more content. We should be trying to get this up and running. I am on vacation, so trying to just make some stuff happen right now. Create, produce, release, and repeat. So
maybe we'll try and stream a game here sometime while he's on break. We'll have to wait and see. We'll let you all know. And scoop. And like Mike said, we do appreciate you all tuning in today. I know it's been a while, so it's not everybody that we used to always have tune in. But we do appreciate those that did tune in, and we will be back with more content. And I'd like to thank Mike for joining me today. I know he has a busy schedule. I appreciate you for showing up and showing out, Mike, with your little green glasses there. Looking like an anime villain over there.
Yeah. Construction after this. But yeah, you're great. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's nice to be back. I'm glad you're back. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a great holiday. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you. Ooh.